Yes, sir. One pack. Yes, sir.
Oh, uh, hold on 1 second. I'll be right with you guys. Oh, okay. My apologies for that. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whichever applies to you, depending on when you're watching this, where you're watching this from. I want to talk just for a few moments. Hope you can hear me well. We're going to talk this morning probably for about 15 minutes. We're going to talk about the Bible. We're going to talk about the Bible, and we're going to talk about the universal principles and truths that are contained therein. Um, before, before I get started, I want to talk about last night. Okay, I probably shouldn't say that much about it, but my behavior was not so great last night. It was actually it was very mild. Actually, it was very mild. Grand morning, grand rising. Hello, my brother. Actually, it was very mild compared to what it could have been. But if you saw my video last night, my apologies to you if you had to listen to some pretty intense, expressive, and exaggerated language that I used last night. Um, my apologies. I don't regret it. I'm not sorry because I meant every word of it. But my apologies if it offended you. Okay. I'm sorry. My phone rang and my phone is connected to my MacBook and all kinds of things just happened. But I'm not going to talk a lot about that because I want to get to the subject at hand here. But I do want to say this. Um, we got to decide. Oh, did you, Joy? You didn't hear me last night, did you? I hope you did not hear me. Oh, I went off. I said every kind of name I could call, and I almost told somebody's business, and that would not have been nice because I wouldn't want anybody telling my business. Although I will tell it because, you know, I'm pretty free. That's the difference between me and some others. Hey, I'm free and very very transparent as well. So anyway, um, no, baby, there's not a replay. I deleted it immediately. It's self-destructed. Somebody tried to come for me. I haven't had that in a long time because most people know me by now and they know better than to do that. But I had someone come on a post last night and be kind of ignorant. And yeah, I am. I really am. I really am. And I saved his ass last night. I did. I tell you, because I could have said more. But yeah. But anyway, praise the Lord. But yeah, be proud of me because I didn't go as far as I could have went because so you never mind. We're gonna leave that where it is. Um, hey, Elder Sonia, good to see you. So, but let's get to this. But I will say that my friend and my sister Nicole Bonds shared something today. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it really quickly here. Um, This is what I will say regarding that, and then I'll leave the rest alone. Here it is. Let me see if I can send this to my MacBook so y'all can see it. Let me send it to my MacBook so y'all can see it. She okay, it should be, it's going to be on your screen in a minute. I just sent it to the MacBook. I think if I can remember how to do this. I just sent it and it went somewhere. This is pretty much all that needs to be said. I'm going to share this on the screen. Let's see how we do it. Okay. Oh, I gotta. Y'all bear with me because when I was younger, I was technologically savvy. Everything has changed so much. I need my kids to do things for me now, and they're not here. So, oh, I got it. There it is, right? There it is. All right, I'm going to share my screen so you can see this, because this is what needs to be said and understood. We miss so much when we choose to criticize instead of think critically. There's two different things. You can criticize and you can think critically. Criticism itself carries the weight of judgment, and you got to understand that people judge what they don't understand. If you're judging someone else's ideas, thoughts, even their lifestyle, if you're judging them, it is a reflection and a deflection. It is a reflection of your own insecurities. Because when you are secure within yourself and your identity, when you are secure within the knowledge that you possess, okay, with your level of intelligence, including emotional intelligence, when you are secure, you don't have to attack others. You don't have to call others names. You don't have to try to prove that others are wrong and you're right. You don't do all of that because you're confident, you're secure, and it carries with it the essence of peace. You're able to simply be and allow. Okay, this is me, that's them. But when you must express and attack and judge and criticize, it is a deflection of your own weaknesses. You're weak, you're ignorant, you're unlearned, and you're deflecting that onto the learned person. You're deflecting your ignorance onto their intelligence. Not reflect, you're deflecting your ignorance onto their intelligence. Okay. What you're saying about them is about you. It's like that we used to say in school, I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you throw at me bounces off of me and sticks to you. It's about you. You're seeing yourself. Okay. That's what's happening because we're all mirrors. We are all mirrors of each other. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. But let me share this with you because here's what's happening. I'm gonna share my screen if I can find my screen. I don't see it. Oh, no. Window. I don't. All right, I'm gonna have to share my entire screen. I hope ain't nothing on here that I don't want y'all to see. I ain't got no nasty stuff pulled up, I don't think. Not on this device. All right, share the entire screen. That's not what I want to do. So I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna work because it's not bringing up. Well, we'll share the entire screen. All right, I'm sharing my entire screen. I know it looks kind of funky, but give me a minute because this is what I want you to see. Could y'all see that? Hold on. I'm gonna take me off of the screen and let you see. I hope this is what you're seeing. Let me go to Facebook and see if you can see what I see. Let me see what y'all are looking at. Um, yeah, that's what I want you to see. This is what's really going on, guys. This is what's really happening. And I'm going to say this, and then we're going to move on to the subject at hand. But what happens is, and this is from my sister, Nicole Bonds, who is an amazing individual. She is anointed, she is appointed, and she is doing her thing. I love her. I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud. Now, I'm going to give her some shout outs real quick. I'm so proud of her and so proud when she left my life. I was a little hurt because I loved her so much. She was one of my best friends, y'all. She was lived with me for 2 years, along with her ex-husband. Lived with me, and we just really enjoyed each other and have a great connection. I still feel the connection to this day. But anyway, she's anointed and appointed, and this is what she stated, and she's right on it. And this is what's happening with you guys. Your insecurities will have you offended by those you should be learning from. Did you hear me? Your insecurities will have you offended by those you should be learning from. But because you're insecure in who you are, you don't know who you are. You feel your own ignorance. You feel your own insecurities. And because you feel it so deeply, you really don't like yourself. And because you don't like yourself so much, you're so disappointed in yourself. You feel like such a failure. You want to be something that you're not, and you know you're not it. And because of that, your insecurities has you offended by those you should be listening to and learning from. Do you hear me? And you're jealous of those you're supposed to be mentored by. Okay, I just wanted to share that. Let's hope ain't nothing crazy on this screen again, and let's stop sharing. All right, y'all good out there? Wasn't that good, Lisa? That was good, wasn't it? So let's move forward. I said 15 minutes, and we are already at 12 minutes, 13 minutes actually. And oh, Orlando, my brother, were you at the right place at the right time with the right people doing the right thing? Because here I am, my brother. I said this yesterday, and let me say this to you, sir. What you're looking for is looking for you. I'm looking for you, brother. Okay, here it is. So I've been looking to connect with some conscious folk that aren't on the extreme end of the spectrum. Well, I just saw that last part. At some point, it depends on what your definition of extreme is, okay? Because it's because some truth is extreme. Let me share that with you, sir. Some truth can be interpreted as extreme, but it's yet truth. And that's where I am. It's truth at all costs. It's truth without apology, even if it hurts me to tell the truth. Because I believe, let's just have the conversation. I think this is necessary. I'm in a place in thought and expression and in ministry. I am in a place because I still have a ministry, 1519 Bartow Place, the center. It's a ministry, it's a church, but it's a conscious environment. Okay. It's a place of conscious, of openness, of expanding consciousness, expanding consciousness, blah, 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 whatever. But anyway, um, so, I'm in a place in thought, in expression, and in ministry where the only thing important to me is integrity. Yeah. I believe it's time to be in, and this is not an actual word, but I use it, integral. Okay. Um, I believe in integrity at all costs, even if it's at the cost of appearing to be extreme, even if it's at the cost of hurting feelings, including my own. Even um, in the tarot, um, in the science of tarot, some of you think that's demonic. It's not. But anyway, it is symbolic, metaphorical, if you will, metaphysical as well. Um, I don't use tarot, but I have friends that do. But in the tarot, um, there is there is what's called the tower. Okay, in tarot, and the tower, it looks evil, it looks demonic, it looks scary, because on it you'll see this picture. Sometimes it'll have a demonic looking, a scary face on. If you're looking at a tarot card, it'll have a scary face on it sometimes, or it'll show a tower being destroyed and falling down. Okay, all of this destruction seems like a bad thing, but it's not, because what this idea is about, this this tower moment, this moment of destruction, is about newness. It's about rebirth. It's about destroying so that you can have a new beginning. Destroying the what you've built so you can have a new beginning. Yes, and anyway, yes, sir, brother. Yeah, I knew what you meant. I didn't feel like you meant that. He said, I agree. What I mean is love and hate can be on the same line of polarity. A healthy variation of truth, I feel, births healthy growth. What you said feels healthy. Hopefully this explains. Yeah, I kind of felt you anyway. You didn't even have to explain, but I appreciate that explanation. I felt you energetically. All right, guys. So let's get into this discussion about the Bible. Let's get into this. Since I've already taken 17 minutes of my 15 minutes, where do they do that at? The math ain't mathing, is it? I took 17 minutes of my 15 minutes. And I be talking about my brother, uh, Richard. I be fussing at him all the time when he preaches. I tell him, you give your introductions are too long. Um, I tell him, uh-oh, I lost y'all. Y'all might see me, but I can't see you. And I might, did I close out of the thing? Oh, there y'all go. I tell my brother Richard, I said, man, your introductions are too long. By the time you do your introduction, and then you say, open your Bibles and begin to, now we're gonna go to such and such. I'd be like, well, hell, I thought you already preached. I'm ready to go home now. Your introduction was 30 minutes. Lord. But here I am. 20-minute introduction. 18 minutes anyway. Ugh. Yeah, I had clicked a button. Thank you, Jeremy. I had clicked some button on my MacBook and a video started playing and I couldn't find y'all, but I'm glad that y'all was still here. Uh, yes, sir. You can connect with me. Reach out to me right now. I mean, not right now. Stay on the video, but you can reach out to me right here on Facebook. Um, that'd probably be the best way. Inbox me in Messenger, and when I get off of here, I'll go look. I don't check Messenger as much as I should, but since I know you're going to be reaching out later, I'll look for you on Messenger and let's connect. Hey, let me know where you're from too. To let me know where you're from. Okay. I travel a little bit here and there. Maybe we can connect too when if I'm in your area. All right. So 20 minutes later, me talking about my brother. I should be ashamed of myself. But I want to talk about how um, the Bible, and I want to show one example today of how the Bible does contain. Oh, you're in Florida. Okay. I hope you're safe, my brother. I hope you're safe. Hope you're well there. I don't know what part of Florida you're in, but I hope you're well. And Jeremy, you're in Ohio. Yeah, yeah, guys. Everybody, tell me where you're at some point in here. Put in the comments. Tell me where you're tuning in from. I want to know who's with me today. Beautiful. Now, Jeremy, what part of Ohio you're in, man? You know, I have a daughter and a grandson in Ohio, so I'm up there a lot. Oh, you're up there too. Oh, Tommy. Okay. I don't know how close you guys how close Cincinnati is to um Nairobi. Yes, and I will be there at sometime soon. Um I don't know. My sister cousin is in. Okay, I know where you at. Yeah, between Springfield and Columbus. Oh, that's right. Y'all eat the cats and dogs and stuff up there. I forgot. Yeah, Springfield. How's your pets up there, Jeremy in Springfield and Enon? Are your pets safe? Okay, or have they been turned into exquisite dining experiences? Delaware. Okay. Um, I go to my daughter is in Cleveland, so I'm in Cleveland a lot. Ah, I see. That's good to know. Glad you're well. Your pets are good. Okay, glad. Wait a minute. What does that mean? They're good. Does that mean like they're tasty good or they're safe? Let me stop. All right, guys. I will never get to this if I don't shut up. And I don't think I'll ever pick on my brother again about his long introductions. Okay. All right. But the difference is my brother will go ahead and preach another hour. Okay. I'm not doing that. I'm going to talk to you guys no more than another 15 minutes. Okay. Maybe less than that. All right. So stay with me if you can. Share it if you'd like to. Okay. Um, but I want to say learn something because you need to. Um, I'll tell you something about me. I'm not trying to go back to this, but this little guy, and I say little guy, I shouldn't say that. Y'all know, those of you that know me in person, I'm not a big guy. I'm a little guy myself. So I'm not talking about size when I say little guy. I am only 5'6". Okay. Me and Kirk Franklin, I'm just a little taller than Kirk Franklin and a little taller than I'm just over the head of what's the comedian's name? What's the black comedian that's Kevin? No,
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just a little bit over, probably tall, just a little taller than Kevin Hart. So we're not talking about we're not talking about size, but when I say little guy, I'm thinking of age because he's young enough to be almost my grandson. You know what I'm saying? But definitely young enough to be my son and almost my grandson. Okay, but this little guy, young man, really tried to partake in a rodeo that he was not qualified to partake of, and just spewed a lot of ignorance. And what you've got to understand about me, and I say this in the most loving way, young man, I hope that if you watch this, I hope that you'll listen and just learn. And don't allow your insecurities to your supposed insecurities to be proven by the arrogant and ignorant statements that you make. Okay. um Brother, I tell you, I've been doing this thing. I may not be the greatest. um you know I haven't achieved some of the scholarly status that some of my mentors have achieved. But but let me tell you, man, and this is to everybody, man. I've been doing this. I'm sorry, somebody tried to call me. Somebody tried to call me, and it's connected to my MacBook. But I've been doing this longer than some of you been alive. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Especially him, definitely him. I've been studying this thing, and you know, I may not have the same perspective any longer than most religious minds have. Okay, um, but trust me, I am well versed in your scriptures. Okay, very much so. So let's not try to devalue um, the journey of someone that has done this longer than you've been alive. Okay, yeah, because this guy made some comment about, some people have no good teaching. Some people are dumb and just have no good teaching. I said that on my post, and I actually ripped him a new one, but I had to delete it because it was so bad. I didn't want to. But um, man, brother, not only have I had great teaching, I became the teacher. Okay, and I've had schools, my own schools that you haven't. Never mind. Okay, let's go to the next thing. So we want to talk about examples of how the Bible contains universal principles and truths. But my focus today, I want to kind of situate us the um, on the thought, on the truth that these universal principles and truths that we see in the scriptures are indeed universal. They're not exclusive to religiosity. They're not exclusive to Christianity. Okay, they're not exclusive, and even some of the principles you see in other sacred texts. Okay, and they're all sacred texts. Why are they all sacred texts? Some of you think, no, we got the book. Our book is the book. No, your book is not the book. Your book is a book. Okay, and they're all books. They were all written by men, and guess what? They were all inspired by men. Okay, because gods don't write books. Humans write books. Okay, now we could say, because I'm going to backtrack and say, we could say that these books contain, all of them contain divine inspiration, but it's not exclusive to one. And the reason I say they all could contain divine inspiration, and I will say they all do contain divine inspiration, because you have to understand what divinity is. Divinity is the energy of God that is within all humankind, animal kind, and all kind, okay? All genders, all sexualities, all religions, all cultures. We all possess the God stuff, okay? Because even as one of the great sacred texts, which is the sacred text that I am most familiar with, and that is what we call the Holy Bible. It details a story, allegorically so, okay, not literal. And it is a Jewish book, by the way. And even if you look to a Jewish scholar, hello, my sister, so glad to see you here. If you look to a Jewish scholar, they themselves will tell you, they themselves will tell you, praise Batman, Chanel. They themselves will tell you, a Jewish scholar will tell you. Now, remember, you got to understand, this is a Jewish text. It is not a Christian text. Okay, the book of Genesis, the Old Testament, is a Jewish text, and I've heard many Jewish scholars say this. And if you talk to a Jewish scholar, they will tell you themselves, this is not a literal story and was never intended to be taken as a literal story. But we have, as Christians, we have committed Christian heresy. Y'all not following me, are you? I hope you're following me and feeling me. We have committed Christian heresy. Somebody put Christian heresy in the comments, please. Somebody type the word Christian heresy. Okay. And not that guy that was on my page last night, because he probably can't spell heresy. I shouldn't have done that, but I did it. All right. Someone typed the word Christian heresy. Thank you, Chris, Christian heresy. We have committed Christian heresy because we have taken, okay, we have taken a Jewish text that was not, I'm going to leave that on the screen. We have taken a Jewish text that is not our text and not our story, and we have reinterpreted it. We have forced and placed our own projection upon it, okay, and reshaped it and called it a literal story, okay? And they're looking at us and saying, it's not your story. It's not your culture. This is our story. It's a Jewish story. And we know that it's not literal. We never intended for, talk to a Jewish scholar. They're going to tell you our story was not intended to be a literal story. But you took it and you made it literal when it never was. It is allegorical. Hello. It is allegorical. It's allegorical and metaphorical. Okay? And holds a much deeper meaning than the literal. All right. So what I was getting to is how all sacred texts, gosh, I'm only going to take another 10 minutes. I got to get through this. All sacred texts, okay, guys, all sacred texts are divinely inspired, not just your book, whatever your book is, because divinity is within us all. The Christian Bible, which is the Greek New Testament, states in Ephesians chapter 4, it states that there is one Spirit, not many. And I like that. I think this goes with the lesson that I wanted to share today. Examples of how the Bible, isn't the example I was going to use, but it's a great example of how the Bible contains universal truths and principles. Because Ephesians chapter 4 says it this way. It says there is one Spirit, meaning there's not many spirits. There's only one Spirit. Okay? And that one Spirit is God, it says there. Okay. And here's let me tell you this. And there's not necessarily this evil and this good. There's only one Spirit. But you can take that one Spirit and that one power, which is God. Okay. You can take that one power and that one Spirit, and you can use it however you want to use it. You can use it for goodness. You can use it for evil. You can use it for greatness. You can use it for evil. You can use that one Spirit, that one power to build up, or you can use that one Spirit, that one power to tear down. It becomes evil when it gets in your hands. Do you hear me? Okay, but there's only one. But let me keep going. Okay. It says, Ephesians chapter 4, there is only one Spirit. And here's what it says. It says, and that Spirit is of all, in all, and through you all. You hear me? It is of all, in all, and through you all. So divinity, Spirit, God, divinity, this is the universal truth that you see here. This is the universal principle that if you view it not in your religiousized, that's another word I just made up, not in your religiousized mentality, it can be used to bring balance and unity to humanity. Okay? Because that one Spirit, which is God, if you want to call it that, call it whatever you want to call it, it's of all. It's in all. So all texts are sacred. All texts are divinely inspired. My speech right now, it's not being written, but it's being recorded. Okay? It is divinely inspired. What you do, what you say is divinely inspired, whether it's good or bad. It has divinity upon it. And remember what I said earlier? You can take that power and you can use it for evil, but it's still the same power. My tea is getting cold, y'all. But all texts, let's get back to the Bible, to text. All texts are divinely inspired. So, yes, we can say it's divinely inspired. And I was going to go back to Genesis, okay? And I was talking about Christian heresy and all that kind of stuff. But let's go back to Genesis. So, this mythological story, this allegorical, metaphorical story with much deeper meaning than the literal, it portrays that. It gives the universal principle that we're all connected to the divine, that we're all a part of the divine. It says in the beginning, okay, God created the heavens and the earth, but it says that God formed man out of the dust of the ground and did what? Breathed into him the breath of life. Okay. And what was that breath? That breath comes from a word, a Hebrew word that means spirit. So God put himself. What is God according to what the text says? God is a what? A spirit. So what does God put into man? He puts spirit into man according to the text. Okay. What is spirit? It's him. So it is it. It is the creator. It is the divine. So God puts the divine into man. That's what we are. We are divine. We are the divine. The divine is us. Okay. We are the divine in this body, experiencing this corporeal realm. Okay. This 3D world. We are the divine, experiencing the divine's creation. All right. Didn't want to say all of that, but the one I really wanted to share today. Let me go to that. Matthew chapter 6. And let's I think I've already shared enough, but we'll end with Matthew chapter 6. I've been giving you like 2 examples already. But I'm going to show you another example of how the Bible contains universal principles and truths. But I want to focus in on the fact that these universal principles and truths are not isolated, nor are they monopolized by Christianity or any religion. But we're talking about Christianity. Okay? These are the Bible, the universal truths that the Bible contains. These universal principles and truths are are principles and truths that most humanity already knows and uses. It's not a new revelation. Anyway. So here we go. The Bible is a book. It's a book. It is a book. But just because it's just a book, because I say it's a book, doesn't mean it's not a great book. Doesn't mean it's not a valuable book. Doesn't mean it's not a sacred book. Because it's sacred to somebody. Guess what? It's sacred to me. Because I see the value of the universal principles and truths that are enclosed therein. I'm going to end with this because my time is really up. Matthew chapter 6, verses 5 through 6, and may read some more. But let's look at this last example of how the Bible contains universal principles and truths that most humans already know and use. I'm going to just... Actually, I'm going to go... I might go up to chapter 1. Verse number 1. Then I'll get to verse 5. Let's see here. Be careful not to practice, verse number 1. Be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. So when you give to the needy, do not announce it with trumpets, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and on the streets, to be honored by others. Truly, I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you openly. Then I'm going to get to verse 5. But let's just look at that for just a moment. These see, this is why I say, although the Bible is a book, it's a very useful book. It's a very valuable book because it contains the universal principles and truths that are applicable to all humanity, that we already know and use. What is it saying? In other words, it's saying, don't be an asshole. Don't go out there bragging and boasting about what you do and how you've helped others. First verse says, don't go out there practicing your righteousness in front of others so you can be seen by them. No, do what's right because it's right to do right. Okay? Because some of your public life is great and your private life sucks. Okay? I know some of you, so we're going to go on to the next thing. But, Lord, I'm sorry, y'all. People keep calling me. And my MacBook keeps going off. And they keep calling me back to back. Why do people hang up and call you right back? Okay. So, yeah, it's about being humble. Be humble. Okay? And, it says, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving may be in secret. Okay? Don't showboat. Don't boast. Okay. It says, so that your giving may be in secret, then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you openly. Okay? So it's a universal truth and principle that intention, it's about intention. Okay? Because intention is the real power that's at work in this universe, guys. It is the power of intention. So when, yes, sir, that's right. So yes, so when that's what this is all about. Don't be an asshole. That's a principle we already know. But this truth, this principle is about intention, because it's intention that determines your results. Intention is the energy that's coming from your heart, for out of the heart flows the issues of life. Everything has to do with the heart. So the intentions that are really in your heart determines what comes back to you. So if your intentions for giving and doing for others is just to be seen, then guess what? You got your reward. Yes, you got it. You've been seen. Congratulations. Yippee, you've been seen. Enjoy it. Enjoy the attention, because that's what you got. But if your intention, remember, it's intention that's at work here. Intention is the power of manifestation. Intention is the power of answered prayer. Intention is the power of attraction. Okay, so if your intention in doing for others and giving to others is because you love them, if your intention for doing to others is because you see a need and you want to meet it, if your intention for giving to others is that of the Christ that's shown in the scriptures, which it says that he had compassion on others. So if your intention is compassion and giving because you want to help others, then guess what? then when that intention goes out, you're not doing it to be seen. Okay, that intention goes out, then the reward comes back to you openly. You are rewarded according to your intention. Okay, good things will happen to you, good things will come to you. Give and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down, good measure, shaken together and running over, all that good stuff. um I'm over my time. Verse number 5, so let's go. And when you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Truly I tell you, they have received their reward in full. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you openly. What is the point here? And I'm going to go ahead and end this because I went way over the time I intended. So basically, here's the principle. Here's the universal principle. If you don't hear anything else I've said today, please hear what I'm getting ready to say now. Here is the universal principle at work, that if you apply this basic truth, these are basic truths, guys. These are things we should already know. If you apply this basic truth, this universal principle, universal law, if you apply this truth, great things will happen in your life. Hear what I'm saying? You can affect your life in a very positive way. So what is the universal truth of this scripture that we're talking about? Do things in secret, and your Father which seeth in secret will reward you openly. What is the principle? Basically, the principle here is move in silence. That's the principle, guys. That's the principle that's being exhibited and demonstrated here. Okay? The principle, it gives examples. It talks about, when you pray in public, when you give into the needy. It uses those examples, it uses those analogies, but the analogy is not the principle. Okay? See, a lot of you guys, you look at that and you take it literally, and you're just looking at what's being stated. Oh, when I give, I need to do. When I pray, I need to do. When I fast, you're not supposed to. Y'all made a doctrine out of this, and it's nonsense. When you fast, you're not supposed to tell nobody you fasting. That's not what that means. You're looking at the analogy. And you're building a doctrine off an analogy. The analogy is not the principle. The principle here is move in silence. That's the principle. Stop talking so much. That's the principle. Stop showboating and false flagging. That's the principle. Let your works speak for you and stop speaking for your works. That's the principle. And when you learn to move in silence and just stay aligned with your purpose, keep a positive and I'm gonna use that word I created again, an integral intention. Stay aligned with the highest good of yourself and the highest good of all humanity. And just do what you do. Move in your purpose quietly. You don't have to talk about it. When you do that, you begin to manifest great things. But when you go out there and you start bragging about what you're doing, and you're posting, and you're putting up your little pictures and your little flyers and trying to show that you this big man or this big girl, I'm doing these big things, and you're doing, guess what? You have your reward. That is your reward. Your reward is applause. Is that what you want? You want applause? Congratulations, you got it. And for some, you're not getting applause. Some people are annoyed because they want you to shut the up. That's what they want you to do. They're like, you're doing too much. Okay? It's not appearing to be anointed. It's not appearing to be anointed. It's appearing to be annoying. But anyway, on to the next thing. So the basic principle here is, guys, move in silence. Stop talking so much. Stop showing off. Okay? Because, you know, people that know who they are don't have to show who they are. Did anybody hear what I just said? I said this many years ago, and I'm going to say it again. People that know who they are don't have to show who they are. They just stay aligned with their purpose and be. They stay aligned with their purpose and they just simply be themselves. Do the work, whatever the work is, whatever their assignment is, whatever their purpose is in the earth, whatever they exist for, they're just doing it, and could care less about praise, could care less about acknowledgement. When you know who you are, you don't have to show who you are. Okay? You just exist and you walk and operate in your purpose. And then you don't have to speak for your works, because the works that you do will speak for you. It's an old gospel song that says, may the works I've done speak for me. May the works I've done speak for me. I don't like this last part, but it says, when I'm resting in my grave and there's nothing more to be said, may the works I've done speak for me. But you know, the more I think about that, the last part of that song is very impactful. When I'm resting in my grave and there's nothing more to be said, may the works I've done speak for me. Because if when you die, your work stops speaking, you didn't do too much. You didn't do too much. Because I said this many years ago, and I think it's worth repeating right now. I'm not here just to make an impact. I hope to make an imprint, something that will be left behind when I'm gone. So I'm going to stop right there. Let me look at this comment here. I can't, what does it say? So basically that would say it goes against these street preachers. Absolutely, Jeremy. All right, guys. So thank you for listening to me. I do appreciate you listening and allowing me to share with you today. I'm so happy for so many of you that did join in the middle of the day. Exactly. That's it right there, Tommy. That is honestly, that is a part of the basic principle and truth of Matthew chapter 6. Don't be an asshole to others or yourself. And these are things we already know. Okay? So what these sacred texts do, these sacred texts are meant to use their stories and their allegories and their parables, all to remind us of who we should be and sometimes who we should not be as humanity. All right, guys? Have a great day again. Thank you for watching. See you later.